Thank you, Year 11, for joining us to have a quick look at what A-level English language in our sixth form would be like. I am Mrs. Rutter, and I'm here with Mrs. Cooper and Miss Roberts to talk you through it all. So firstly, we need to have a think about what the difference is between English language and English literature. So a little bit like at GCSE, in English literature, you would continue at A-level to study whole novels, plays and poems in lots of detail, whereas in A-level English language, you would instead study the way that we use language in the real world. So lots of texts of different genres. We look at written texts and spoken texts, but much shorter texts than you would study in English literature. It's really important that you continue to work really hard in your GCSE English language. However, in terms of the course content at A-level, you can pretty much forget what you did at GCSE. It's a lot more interesting than that.
So to start to introduce some new concepts to you and see what you might already know, a bit of a true or false quiz for you. So number 1, Shakespeare invented the word hobnob. Number 2, anyone can enter a new word into the dictionary. And number 3, the most frequently used word in the English language is you. So our first one is true. In fact, Shakespeare invented around 1,700 words and phrases that we still use today. It means something completely different, but this is the kind of thing we might look at in language change. Our second one is half true. So the Urban Dictionary, anyone can enter a new word onto that, but the official Oxford English Dictionary does have a team of editors, and this might be the kind of concept you look at, considering language and technology and new words that enter our vocabulary. And finally, it's false. I is the most commonly used word in English conversations. Quite interestingly, babies don't actually learn pronouns for quite a while, instead referring to themselves by their name. So that's a concept you might cover in child language acquisition.
As well as this, we look at a range of different texts. So you can see on here, it ranges from tweets to transcripts. So you see loads of different types of text. And with this, you'll develop your analytical skills as well as a range of different terminology. Theories and concepts, we'll be looking at language and gender, language and power, language and technology, as well as child language acquisition, language in the media, and language change over time. Some hot topics we look at are things like, do women talk more than men? Does social media and instant messaging ruin the English language? In the past, did people speak better English than we do now? And should you or shouldn't you believe anything that you read in the news?
So just a quick overview of how you will be examined on the course. There are 2 exams that you sit at the end of year 13. They are worth 80% of your final grade. So on paper 1, you have 3 sections. You will closely analyse one unseen text. You will then write a piece of work of your own, whether it be a blog, an article, an editorial, or a speech. And then the 3rd section is to compare 2 texts, again, unseen until the day of your exam. Paper 2 again has 3 sections, and we cover child language acquisition theories in the first question. Second question will look at language in the media and your theories of gender, power and technology. And the 3rd question looks at 2 texts and how language has changed across those time periods. And then following on, you have the remaining 20% is your coursework. So in your language investigation, you get to pick a topic of your own and pursue it as an independent project. We guide you along the way and help you with collecting your data. But these are some examples of coursework titles that people have done in the past. So you can have a quick glance at those. The first one looks at how Piers Morgan used language. The second one compared the fashion pages of popular magazines and how they represented different genders. Somebody looked at the political rhetoric used by American presidents. Somebody compared Radio 1 DJs and how they use language to get information out of their guests, comparing a male and a female. And one past student also looked at football commentary and how people might use language as a commentary team to try and gain power, or whether they commentated differently because they were a male or a female. And the last example looked at Katie Hopkins and how she used language in different contexts. One example on This Morning and one example in a video on her Facebook page.
We asked some of our sixth formers why they chose A-level English language, and we had lots of really interesting responses. So Some people chose it because they like the sound of social aspects of the course, so looking at things like gender and power and how that changes the way we speak and the way we interact. Someone said they chose English language because the topics interested them and they enjoyed it at GCSE. And then someone else said that the subject content sounded really interesting, particularly the part about language acquisition, because it's something that appeals to what they want to do. We also asked what other subjects they were studying. You can see we've got quite a broad range here, from art all the way across to science. Things like psychology and sociology, English language goes really well with, because you're covering quite similar topics and concepts and theories and things like that. But you can see here that our current sixth formers are studying a range of different subjects alongside English language.
And what our sixth formers think as well, what their lessons are like and what they've enjoyed. They said that it was fun, interesting and engaging, that there was lots of opportunities for class discussion and enjoyed analysing speeches. They liked the self-directed learning and the mature atmosphere. And they like the different class sizes as well. They're a lot smaller than what you're used to at GCSE. Some advice that the sixth formers would give you as well are to work hard at GCSE English language, to not judge it on your experience of language at GCSE, to interlink with other subjects and pick subjects that you enjoy and be open-minded, be prepared and be open to discussion and being confident in your opinions.
So after listening to our little presentation today, you might now be thinking about whether or not A-level English language is for you. And this is what an A-level language student might be like. You would be inquisitive, so you'll want to learn more about things that we do every day, the language we use every day, why do we use it the way that we do. You'll be a flexible person, so you aren't daunted by the idea of looking at lots of different types of texts. One day we might compare a script from The Simpsons to House of Commons debate, for example. You'll be an analytical thinker, so you'll be good at thinking critically and wanting to work out why things work and how things work. You'll be diligent, so you'll be keen to work hard. You'll like to investigate things. You might also be good at working independently on a project. But ultimately, you'll also be diverse, so you'll be learning about lots of different topics, things like gender, power, technology theories. Overall, you'll want to succeed if you choose A-level English language. So looking to the future, even beyond your A-levels, A-level English language is a great preparation for university. All the top universities really judge A-level English language as a great course, but it will also prepare you if you're thinking of doing a higher level apprenticeship. It will give you great skills in analysis. It will make you good at working to deadlines, working on projects, and all these things will also really serve you well in the future. They'll be great for your future job, and you'll have lots of employability skills after studying this course. So if you want to know any more, please ask your English teacher. They will be able to answer all your questions. But if you would like to contact us, our email addresses are there. Please get in touch. And just to finish off, if you're keen to get started already, have a think about clicking on these links, and it will question whether you think you know the language you speak. It will get you thinking about some of the great things we would learn next year. Thank you.